My name is Ali Kareem, and I'm out of New York. And I've been studying the art for 41 years. Falcaro Sensei, we met during the Sensei Duncan's summit. Time has gone by so fast. I would say maybe 6 years so far. We developed a strong relationship with each other in this regard, is that the respect and the honor that we have for each other. We don't get to talk often and see each other, but when we do talk and when we do converse in whatever manner, there's always something fruitful that comes out of our conversation whenever we engage. Whether we're just, calling each other on a courtesy call, find out, there's always something that comes out of it. My relationship with Falcaro Sensei is that, there's a sort of an enlightenment that each of us sort of exchange with each other. And again, just as LB Sensei had observed, the passion that he puts into and the input that he has with his students. And you can see basically the teacher is reflected by his students and the talent that comes from it. And you see, martial art is, there's many elements and complexity to martial arts training. It's just what you want to get out of it. What makes a warrior? A warrior is just not a person that knows the art of war. It's a personality, it's a character. And it's a character that is built, it goes along with the human development, the different stages of development in the human development. It's in respect to the level that a person wants to receive or achieve in his life. A warrior is just not a person who just fights. A warrior is a person that understands life, and he understands people. He understands himself. He understands human limitations. He understands human defects, human circumstances. And a warrior is a person that is made. A warrior is made. A warrior understands that it takes a certain personality to present themselves when it comes to real situation. A warrior is defined on the battlefield in some respect, but just not understanding how to fight, when to fight, what to bring to a fight in respect to the spirit. And when you get to a point, it starts from outside in, then inside out. And the development that you receive in respect to that, you begin to understand, yourself more so. And Sun Tzu, the art of war, he said, to understand your enemy, you have to understand yourself. You understand, the limitations that you have. There's nothing that you have to prove once you get to a point. There's a point of when training where you develop a certain personal self-courage, and that you don't have to prove yourself. And that's why when you get to a situation, you understand, you have a more respect for human nature, the human spirit. Each soul is sacred, and you take it as such. So, every time Falcaro Sensei, every time I come in contact with him, whether it's physically, verbal, whatever the case is, there's that brotherhood, there's that love. The world is in a state of chaos, but you don't find that here when you have this kind of environment. You find that we can all get along, we can find that we have respect for each other, there's honor, and if we can just take this, what we have here, because we're developing this relationship and we understand each other. And there's no barriers. Everybody's embracing each other. And if we can take that and sell it to the world, I think the world will be a better place. And again, Falcaro Sensei, it's my honor. I'm glad I came, and I do respect you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Ali Sensei. As my brother said, he was introduced to the art some 41 years ago, and I am the one that introduced him to the arts. I studied under, when I was in the United States Air Force, I studied under a sergeant that had studied under Marciano. After World War II, he was stationed in Japan. I wasn't in World War II. I came along, I joined the Air Force in 1962. And it's been a worthwhile journey. You've been on this journey for 20 years. Congratulations. It's a journey once you start it and you put your heart in it. This journey won't end until you leave this earth. Regardless how old you get, maybe in a wheelchair, but you're still a martial artist and you're still going to find some way to do whatever you can do, even in old age. Dave is a practitioner. I met him, as you said, at Professor Duncan's seminar up in Stone King, New York, maybe about 6 years or so ago. And my brother stayed in touch with him, and I had a chance to come up last year, and I was impressed. I saw his dojo, the way he's really Japanese. Those that have been to his dojo can identify what I'm talking about. As I said, he's a practitioner. He's a person, from all that I have observed of him, from the times I've been around him, and from what I've heard from my brother, he's a man that has dedicated his life, his wife probably could attest to that, his life to the arts. And certainly we saw that in his students. Not only does an extraordinary sensei teach the knowledge to his students, but he puts part of himself in his students. And you could tell by the mannerism and the discipline. I was watching while the others were up doing and performing their techniques. The students, they sat there. There was no talking among each other. They were just observing, and that's comes from a chick from the old block. That's Sensei. As I said, we are proud of him in the arts. The arts, as it's been said, is a culture. You know, we're in the world, but we're not of the world, so to speak. We have our own culture, and because of that, we cross all kinds of lines, racial lines, and that doesn't come into play in the arts. We are a family. I don't care if you're in Japan, or Israel, or wherever you come from, Africa, or if you're in the arts, you're part of the family. And anywhere we go, and once we find out that you are part of this art world, you're my brother. And this is what has been exhibited. Dave, you can certainly be proud of him in this part of Pennsylvania. Certainly, I know he's an asset to the town. And certainly, again, congratulations is in order. And I also have to congratulate your wife, because I know she puts up with you. I'm a retired New York City police detective, and I always tell people when I'm speaking, because I go all over the world speaking. I'm a minister of the gospel. So that puts me in a advantage. In fact, I just came back from Africa several weeks ago from Ghana. And I tell people I go and I lecture at police academies in Germany, and Africa, and Canada, and of course the United States. And I always tell people that it takes a special person to marry a police officer, whether it's a male or a female. And in the martial arts, it takes a special person to be married to a martial arts. So I have to congratulate you again. It's in order. So again, Sensei Dave, you certainly deserve what you're getting here today, and certainly we seeing the end results of a man that's dedicated to the arts. God bless you.